Hi guys, I'm back with the next video for the February layouts of Project Life. This week is week 9 and as I am filming this I am still in week 9, so week 9 started on Monday and finishes on Sunday, and it's only Thursday whilst I'm filming this, so I'm filming slightly in advance, and I'm therefore actually going to be a photo completely missing here because what I want to take a photo of hasn't happened yet because it's happening at the weekend, so bear with me slightly, I'm going somewhere. I wanted to talk, before I get started and talk about these photos, before I get started about the layout, I wanted to talk about the photos that I've got on here. At the beginning of the week I had nothing in my diary for the whole week, absolutely nothing. It was the most boring week. We've got no plans for the weekend, we had no plans all week, apart from the very, very normal stuff. On Monday I had to start thinking about what on earth I would include in my Project Life layout for this week. I'm lucky that I thought about that in advance rather than went through the whole week of taking no photos and then had to come back and find something later. But I did think about it in advance, and I'm glad I did, because now on Thursday, before the weekend has even happened, I've got too many photos to include in this layout because obviously I've really thought about what I was going to include. So I wanted to talk a little bit about that. At the beginning of the week, no plans. So I initially started off by thinking about general everyday life. I really didn't want to revert to taking a photo of my laundry. However, my little girl decided that she wanted to help with the laundry, and I have a very cute photo of her practically climbing inside the washing machine to get out the last sock or something. So I had a photo of that, so I thought that could go in. Then I decided that I'm really enjoying watching Call the Midwife this week, and my husband forgot to record it for me this week, or actually deleted it by accident. So there was a little story behind it, and it hasn't been included elsewhere in the album, so I thought I would be able to get Call the Midwife in this week. I was just going to download, or have downloaded, a picture online, and that was going to go in. But I've actually run out of room to put those two photos. I thought about what other activities I could do this week to give myself. I don't want to just go out and do something for the sake of taking photos. That's not generally how I roll. But it did get me thinking that, oh god, this week is so boring, I must be able to come up with something to do, not just for taking photos, but just for sanity, really, so that I wasn't bored out of my mind. So we didn't actually venture out very far because the weather's been horrendous, so we did an indoor activity instead, which was making some biscuits. And for anybody who actually knows me, my baking skills are horrendous, so that's quite funny that we actually achieved biscuits, and that's what this bottom half of this page is all about. I've been designing some sketches and I've started a video series on my blog this week about sketching, so I have included a picture, a screenshot of my blog with the new sketch series up, and also a photo of my filming station, area of my craft room, and those two obviously go quite nicely together, and I'm going to put a little bit of journaling in about what those are. I think it's really nice to get my blog in particular, because it's nowhere else in any of my scrapbook pages ever, or it just is just not featured at all, even though it's been quite a big part of my life for quite some time now. So it's really nice to actually finally have got that in, and that's just, you can see where I work under this tripod right now. The tripod is above my head, so it's quite amusing to see the setup of that, and I'm glad I've captured that and got that in. As for this side of the page, I got a big craft order delivered this week, and there's a bit of a story about it because it disappeared and went to the wrong address, and I had notes to say, well, I had an email to say it had been delivered, and I hadn't got it, so that was there's a bit of a story behind that, and obviously it's lots and lots of crafty goodies in there too. I've had a new iPhone this week, and there's a really funny story behind how I got that. Nothing like bad or anything, just my husband ended up with a new work phone, and he was going to give me his old phone, but the new work phone is white and he hates the white phones. He thinks they're too girly, so he's going to give it to me and he's going to keep his old black one. And we've had lots of debates and conversations about black and white iPhones in the past, and there was a disastrous incident last year where I tried to change the cover of my iPhone myself to make it from black to white, and completely messed up 2 screens, cost me an absolute fortune. So that's I will put all of that in here because it's quite funny to us anyway. And then there's a couple of other things that I wanted to get in this side. On the UK Scrappers homepage for February, there was a tutorial for a word bubble featured, and I went onto that website and also followed the tutorial of the person who was featured on the homepage, and I came up with a word bubble here for my things. Some of the things that my little girl says. She's very funny at the moment. She's at that age where she's 2 3/4, and she's saying the funniest things, and she says them over and over and over again. I couldn't get long sentences in, so I've just picked out a few phrases and words and things that she does say, and the main things in her life, and I've put that into that. I absolutely love that effect. I think I'm going to try and get one for to represent me, to represent my husband, and to represent my little baby as well, at various stages throughout the album. I really, really love that. So thank you very much to, I think it's Jim Jams who put that tutorial up. That's fantastic. Thank you so much for that. It gave me the idea of getting someone else's perspective in your album. If you didn't have that much going on in a week, like me, then it gives you just something else, something slightly different to get in. And as I say, all the things on there represent my little girl. And it's just, I think it was a really good way, rather than just including a photo of her, to include the things she says. I had already thought of including the things that she said, but I was going to write a list. Well, that's much prettier than a list. So I think that's absolutely brilliant, and I'm so pleased that I've done that. So that was something I wanted to get in there. And the other thing that I couldn't think of, well, as I say, at the beginning of the week I was struggling for photos. And my little girl wanted to do some crafting with me, so I set her up with the right colour ink pads and some white card, and we ended up with this. So I gave her, say, a piece of 6x4 white card because I knew white would go with my album. I gave her the right colours, so turquoise, yellow and pink, and she did some stamping for me. So I now have a little piece of artwork. She doesn't do anything other than scribble with pens, so the fact that she did some stamping, I mean, it's definitely not perfect. I'll have to work on her, but she's done really well there. I did give her a little bit of help in certain places, but she had great fun doing that. She also did others on bigger pieces of paper as well, which obviously we have displayed on the fridge. But this little one I love because it shows something that she's done, she really enjoyed doing. It's just an indoor activity that, you know, didn't take very long, and it's something else I get to include in my album that's by someone else, not of me. Not of photos that I've taken. So I say something a bit different. It's not a photo. It's something. It's not a journaling card or a filler card. It's a little bit of artwork. Okay, it's slightly engineered, but she was doing stamping anyway, and there's no harm in giving her the right colour ink pads, is there? So that's the challenge for this month, or one of the challenges for this month, is to include something by somebody else, whether that is a word bubble that represents somebody, or whether you're actually getting someone, you could get someone to take a photo for you of something that's important to them, or get someone to write a list for you, or get someone to write something down for you, or to do some artwork. Especially if you've got children, obviously artwork is great, but if you have reluctant husbands like me, then perhaps consider getting him either to take a photo of something that's important to him, or doing one of these word bubbles, which is just fantastic. Okay, so enough chat. Sorry that went on a bit longer than planned. Just to go back to how I start off with all of my project life layouts, is I do a plan. So I worked out what photos were going to go in which pockets, and then I just pulled out some filler cards. So I've literally just pulled out those two there, and these two here. This space is going to be a photo of something that's happening at the weekend, hasn't happened yet, and this journaling card, I want to journal about this photo, and also this one here. This is a film we're going to see at the weekend. We haven't been yet, so I'll probably include a quote from the film on here, but I haven't seen it yet, so I won't put that in just yet. So I might not be able to do this journaling yet. I might wait until I've done the photo, taken the photo and seen the film. So yeah, what I'm going to do next is work out what embellishments are going to go where. I'm going to put a label sticker up there. I've got more printables this month, and I've tried to stick to a turquoise based colour scheme for all of my embellishments. I've got washi tapes as well. I'm using the black one and then 2 pinks, and I'm just cutting these bits out of printables. So this journaling card, I'm just going to put a couple of sentences about these 2 photos so I can put some embellishment in one corner. I think I might put a label there as well, and something pretty to go up there just to enhance this flag, because I'm going to write on there about these photos. The iPhone photo I thought would be a bit tongue-in-cheek to put with all my love. My husband will laugh at it, believe me. And then I want to explain what the word bubble is to people who might not know if they were to look at my album. So I want to put a little bit of journaling in there, and this is all printed on photo paper, so I could write onto the photo paper directly, but I thought I might add in a little label which would give me an extra bit of detail on there. And then I've got, oh dear, I can't pick it up. Look at this for my amazing craft order that arrived, and I've got a little treat for biscuits. I might put that on one of those photos actually. And then I've got a circle with blue hearts in it for, this is the photo that's going to be here is when we're meeting some friends at the weekend who have got a new baby boy. So that may, I'm not sure where it's going to go, whether that's going to go on here or whether it's actually going to go on the photo, so I may not stick that down yet. We'll wait and see. So okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get all of those cut out properly and stuck in place, and add some washi tape, and then I shall then write in my journaling, but I'll come back before I do that. Okay, so I've stuck all of my embellishments in place now. I've added my little camera stamp, which is the motif I'm using on every double layout in the album all the way through, before I get my journaling down, I wanted to add a couple of frames. I'm carrying this doodling all the way through the month of February, the whole concept of like writing on photos or doodling on photos. So I'm going to, obviously this has got doodles around the edge of this one, and I was aiming to go for something on this one, the photo up here, and this photo here, kind of to balance them all off. So I'm going to work on this one first. I'm going to move everything out of the way. And I want to write something at the bottom and then put a frame all the way around. So that's my little caption, and I'm just going to fill a border around. I'm not going to do anything fancy, it's just going to be wiggly lines. Okay, so that's that one done. And then the other one I was going to do is this one down here. So again, I want to write just a little caption. And then just go with the border around the photo. Okay, I had to tidy up that side because I wasn't leaning on the right, I needed to lean on the desk, not the photo. So I'm going to go around these again as well. Okay, that looks better. So I'm ready to put down all my journaling now. So I'm going to go, I won't make you watch me write everything in, so I'll go ahead and do that. Okay, so I've now got all of my journaling down. Filled in this card, got a little bit on the label there, label over here. Obviously filled in this card as well. Put a little note on there. This card, like I said, I don't have the photo yet, so I'm going to leave the journaling blank until I've got that. But so I plan that to be a full 3x4 photo in there, and then that will be the journaling that relates to it. So that's the only bit that's not done, although obviously the embellishment is done. And I'm also planning to put a quote from the movie at the bottom here, but I haven't actually seen it yet, so I don't want to go looking for quotes because it won't make any sense until I've seen it. So I'm going to leave that for now as well. But otherwise, this one I'm going to call finished. And your challenge this month is to either put some doodling around your photos, or write on your photos, or embellish onto your photos like this or like this, and also to get something about somebody else into your album, whether that is artwork, a word bubble representing somebody, or get someone else to take a photo, or get someone else to write something to go in your album, something like that. So you can do one or both of those challenges in order to enter to get the additional points for your team. Okay, thank you very much for watching, and I shall see you next month.